Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where somewhere on Bourbon Street, Hangman Adam Page is finishing someone else's beer on Fat Tuesday. It's Lost in the Midcard. Here we are on the eve of Super Showdown, and boy, we can't be any more excited. We are going to, I guess, briefly run down the card and talk and see if we expect anything interesting to happen.
I do.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be better than we expect. We'll find out. That's going to air Thursday. Hell, for some of us, it'll start in the morning, Thursday morning, on the WWE Network. And so we'll run down the card at the end of the show. We got all the shows of this week to talk about, as well as this week's top headlines, including a suspension that just dropped this afternoon. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Wednesday. And you can subscribe to us on the YouTube as well. And the links to all that are on our social media. Start with Facebook, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. Or you can go to Twitter at LITMC Podcast. They're both are in our pinned posts there, and also on the Twitter we share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world, which is the fun thing about our Twitter page as well. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right, my friend. I'm here.
Yeah.
We're on the bumpy road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's how we all
I
feel.
I care a lot more about Revolution on Saturday than I care about WrestleMania in a month. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I guess. Oh shit, we gotta. I didn't even think about Revolution just because the way Impact is timed. We gotta predict that show tonight too, don't we?
Yeah, buddy. And I'm a lot more looking forward to talking about Revolution than I am to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. The way Impact is. We record on Tuesday nights. Impact obviously on Wednesdays. It's just. I completely forgot it was already this Saturday. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for bringing that up. That made this show infinitely better. Obviously, we still have a go home.
AEW makes everything better.
It does. Obviously, we have a go home show that is yet to be aired. So there still could be a lot to be done. Six matches on the card, so there's definitely going to be some added. Some are going to be on the buy-in. There'll be some goodies that'll be there for us. Speaking of goodies, before we get into Dynamite, which we like to kick things off with, Darryl is on assignment this week. You can find him on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD. He's going to be our correspondent in Saudi Arabia for Super Showdown. He's going to be live from Saudi Arabia, so he's not with us this week.
Yeah, I don't think so, JB.
Oh, okay. Before we start talking about Dynamite, Matt, let's talk about like the what they kind of revealed. How about them action figures? Those look fucking great, don't they?
Yeah, they top-notch stuff, without question. They should be very happy with the quality of stuff that they've got there. They've got some good partners that know what they're doing, and yeah, I think it's going to be really good for them.
Yeah, I mean the number one thing that just stood out to me was the facial details. Like you see some WWE figures that don't look a goddamn thing like these guys. Apparently you can already pre-order from Ringside Collectible. Yeah.
Yep. Coming out this summer.
If I get that big job, I'm definitely getting the old 140 set, baby. The set of 6. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, the Bucks, Brandy and Cody Rhodes. Brandy and Cody Rhodes. I did it backwards, but those six will be in the unrivaled one. If you watched Being the Elite this week, they went to the New York Toy Fair. Obviously, there are two different rings coming, a small ring and a bigger ring. But you could, if you paid attention, you'll see that John Moxley, Dustin Rhodes, Hangman Adam Page, the Lucha Brothers, and MJF. I think that might be Series 2 because that's six guys, Matt. Did I leave it?
Yep, that's Series 2. They confirmed that
Oh,
at the
they
show.
confirmed that. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
know if I left anybody out from from being the elite, but
There were 6 people. If you name 6 people, that's the set. It's Lucha Brothers, it's MJF, it's Dustin Rhodes, it's
Moxley
John Moxley, and
Hangman.
and Hangman. Yeah, that's the 6.
Yeah, the face. Yeah, that's what just blows me away is the facial. Like
Yeah,
it looks
because
like
the company's partnered with a company called Gentle Giant, and
Wicked.
Gentle Giant does used to do the WWE figures back in the day.
Wicked Cool
And
Toys.
clearly they've gotten even better. So
Yeah. Wicked Cool Toys is the company. I don't know if anything else has really been announced besides the figures and the ring. Um, I mean, there's the accessories are cool.
the championship.
Yeah, the championship. There are replica championships coming too.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
The replica, the kid's replica title.
Um, just the outfits, yeah. Like the Bucks had their Elvis costumes from Double or Nothing. Trying to think anything special. Kenny Omega's got a pretty cool jacket with his. Um, yeah, it's really cool. Those are neat. That's gonna be one to get for sure. Um, I kind of said this to myself at the end of Dynamite last Wednesday, and then I kind of looked around and it felt like other people were saying it. So I want to say it to you and see if you were thinking it too, Matt. This felt like the best Dynamite ever.
I would agree. I actually thought the last 2 weeks in a row were the best Dynamites ever.
Yeah, and this one
I
topped
thought
last
2 weeks
week.
ago was the best one ever, and then I thought this week they topped last week's.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're really hitting their groove, and if they hit another home run for the go home show to Revolution, I think they're going to be firing on all cylinders. So
I don't know if they've really publicly mentioned it or not. I mean, basically, does everything basically aim towards Double or Nothing or All Out, or does it really matter? Like, are they aiming towards one point in the year where it's the biggest show of the year, or are they not really even defining it?
I don't think they're defining it.
Yeah.
They not from the way that they've described it anyway. I don't think there's any definition there. I mean, and if you really want to get technical, I guess it's Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the fact that was their first ever pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So maybe you could imply that Double or Nothing is their biggest show every year, but I mean they've only got 4 defining pay-per-views a year. It's Revolution, it's Double or Nothing, it's All Out, and it's Full Gear.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean those are their 4 pay-per-views every year. So yeah, I guess if you had to pick one, I guess you could make an argument for it being Double or Nothing, being since that was the first ever AEW pay-per-view. But yeah, I don't think they've really come out and officially pegged one of them as comparable to their WrestleMania, but I would think it would be along those lines.
And you don't really have to.
No, I don't think you have to either.
Tag team battle royale was just tremendous. I mean, it goes to show how great the tag team division is in AEW. There were 10 teams in this thing. I mean, it's hard to name all of them, but I mean, you even had Strong Hearts in there. Of course, you had a Hybrid 2, SCU, Private Party, Reynolds and Silver from the Dark Order, um, Jurassic Express, of course, the Bucks, Santana Ortiz, Butcher and the Blade, um, Best Friends. I think I covered most of them there, but I mean, tag division's just tremendous, and we some of the action spilled out to the outside, and there's a certain they're talking about the Exalted One being near. Right when somebody was sitting ringside, interesting product placement. There was a gentleman by the name of Raven sitting there, Matt.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was just a red herring.
Yeah.
And I really don't think it was anything more than that. I mean, they did that that Exalted One message on Twitter earlier this week with the reference that everybody dies in it, which is a Lance Archer line.
And he's coming.
So people were like, "Oh my God, is Lance Archer coming to,
Well, I
to
heard.
AEW?" So
Well, I heard Archer would. I think I heard Archer is coming, but
I've heard rumblings, but I mean, I've heard rumblings on a bunch of people that might be coming.
I wouldn't.
So
I find it
I
hard.
actually like the fact that they're continuing to keep people guessing.
Oh, it's a good story. Yeah.
Like really, nobody can tell you with 100% certainty outside of the AEW inner offices, who the Exalted One is. Everybody has a theory, everybody has a prediction, but nobody knows for sure. Who's who.
Impact Wrestling sure rubbing it in the face of AEW there with the old Chris Bay vignettes, huh? Well, let's play this one more time. This battle royale was tremendous, a lot of fun. Went, God, I don't know, almost 20 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, probably something around there. I didn't time it or anything, but I would say that's probably accurate.
I like these rules better, where the whole team doesn't get eliminated if one guy goes out, because it led to a great story with Matt and Trent working together against Butcher and I can't remember who else was in there. It was
Butcher and the Blade and LAX.
Yeah, it might have been.
I'm still gonna call LAX until the end of time.
Yeah, I think it was Santana, Ortiz, and Butcher. I think Blade got eliminated, and it was those three against the, and then of course Matt and Trent do the hug. That was great. That was pretty funny. But Matt overcoming the odds and getting the win there. I mean, no surprise that the Young Bucks won that match. Setting up against Hangman and Kenny Omega for Revolution. We'll save our pick for later at the end of the show, but pretty good comeback story there, and that's the type of comeback story you couldn't write if you had the rule where the whole team gets eliminated by one guy getting eliminated. So Shanna took on Chris Statlander. Statlander got the W there. Very good competitive match. I mean, we haven't seen Shanna much lately, but she's been on the last couple weeks. Statlander's been on a roll, I believe 3-0 now in 2020, and that led her to get a championship match at Revolution this Saturday. So Statlander with the win there. And then on the stage, Nyla Rose does an interview with Tony Schiavone. Statlander comes out, and as well as Big Swole, so you kind of wonder if they might be the two immediate challengers to Nyla Rose coming up here.
Well, they've already announced Statlander and Nyla for Revolution, so
Yep.
Clearly that was the plan.
Yep. Just mentioned that. Jeff Cobb, John Moxley. That was a hell of a match with those guys. Please, Tony Khan, I think I said it on Twitter publicly. and at Tony Khan specifically, back up that money truck for Jeff Cobb, please.
Yeah, I really don't care what they need to do at this point. They need to get that dude under a deal. He has star written all over him. Don't let him fall, into the hands of ROH or WWE or anybody like that. They need to lock that dude down and keep him.
Do you are you okay with more guys coming in the inner circle? Is it feeling too NWO like now, or are you okay with it still?
I don't really think it's NWO, dude. Now you got to get into the dozens for it to feel NWO like.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I really don't think it's that bad at the moment. Like if they get to like 12 people, and then I'd be like, all right,
well,
okay, we've done enough here. But they got like what, 5 people in it right now.
We haven't seen a stable.
So if they add Cobb, it'll be 6.
Yeah, we haven't seen a stable that big though. So that's why I'm wondering, are you getting concerned with the numbers?
No, absolutely not. Like, honestly, until you get to like double digits of something, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, like let's be real. Like, how many fuckers are in the Dark Order?
Yeah, but
I mean, granted, we hardly know any of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a bunch of motherfuckers in the Dark Order.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we count the minions, but yeah, I mean, I guess you got Uno and you got Grayson and you got Reynolds and Silver, so that's 4 right there, and the Exalted one makes 5. So I mean, that's exactly what the inner circle is. I don't count the minions because nobody's,
What about that blonde dude? Are we counting the blonde guy?
I don't know.
He was in the crowd during the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time we actually saw him on television. I could be wrong. And I mean, normally we only see him in like on the videos. But I think that was the first time we actually saw him in the arena. And like I said, I could be completely wrong on that and just blanking, but I feel like that was the first time we saw him in person.
This is
you recall, or
I don't. I can't even think of him right now, so.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? The guy with the slick back blonde hair that cuts all the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Like,
he didn't strike me as a wrestler, though. Strike me as a.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know the guy. I mean, the first time we've seen him on TV was this week during the last week during the Battle Royal.
Yeah, because he's only done the commercials. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. He doesn't strike me as a wrestler, but he could be a man. He could be a Robert Stone guy. He could be a Harvey Whippleman guy. Which if he's like a Harvey Whippleman type, very cool throwback if they're going that route.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Watching Impact right now.
I'm sorry.
This I know. This indie set, dude, the seats on the stage, that's pretty cool seats, man.
One of the things I really don't like when Impact does this, and they do this a lot.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things they're doing right now, is where they take their show
it's a cheap way
out of the arena that they're currently in, and like, hey, here's this match some of our guys had at some indie show. And I'm just like,
That has nothing, no storyline. It's just an Impact guy wrestling.
Well, no, I mean, there's been a long feud going on between Elgin and Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
But
there's not going to be any. There's not going to be any.
I don't feel like we needed to cover the fact that this was occurring according to the curtain hanging there. I think this is Pro Wrestling Revolver.
The Wrestling Revolver. I don't know.
Yeah, even worse. Like, I don't even fucking know what the Wrestling Revolver is. I think I've heard of Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Is that a newspaper?
Yeah, I don't freaking know. But yeah, I don't know. To me, this is the kind of stuff that makes Impact look cheap.
Yeah. Well, it's the cheap way out too.
You seriously can't produce an entire show in the venue that you're booking yourself in. It's just I don't know. I don't like this, and I wouldn't like this if any company did it. I wouldn't like this if WWE or ROH or or
AEW or
AEW or anybody did. If anybody did this, I'd have the same opinion. I don't like it. It just looks cheap. Yeah,
only
I
only if
really wish
you're
they'd stop doing it.
only if you're an indie promotion like
Oh
PWG
yeah,
or
if you're an indie fed and the entire fed's based in that same arena, that's not a problem.
Well, I mean, if you're
But
going to different arenas and for your shows and stuff, yeah, that's perfectly fine if your spots are at different locations, but
even as bad as this venue looks, if Impact's entire 2 hour show aired from this venue, I would be okay with it. It's kind of cheap and low rent style for a quote unquote national television wrestling product. But I'd rather see an entire 2 hour show from here than to see you cut away from a decent looking venue to go here.
makes the
I,
makes the bingo hall look luxurious.
it really does.
I mean, these guys have to really love the business to be wrestling here. Yeah. Hey, where's the exit? Oh, it's this gigantic door that we just open up here on the side. You guys just exit out here. Thanks for coming. Back to Cobb and Moxley. I tell you what, though. I honestly have a feeling in the end, Cobb's turning on those guys and gonna side with Moxley in the end. Um, I don't. I mean, Moxley and Cobb have already fought, so and Moxley and Jericho are obviously going for the title Saturday. I think in the end, I think Cobb might be a good guy. I don't know what you think, but I don't think.
I think it's way too early to be pulling the trigger on something like that. But yeah, who knows?
I guess but they already have a hitman, and it's weird. They already have a hitman in Hager, but yet he doesn't do anything.
Well, he's wrestling on Saturday.
Yeah.
Finally.
Up until now, yeah. Um,
But like I said, like they don't really need to figure Cobb into long term storyline.
you can't not until they lock him in. Yeah.
Until they've locked him in. Don't give the man a big program.
Yeah, don't do it. And don't do what Impact does.
And start putting him over and making him look like $1 million. And next thing you know, WWE snatched him up for the PC.
Yeah, I saw people like, oh my God, they had Cobb lose, but it was like, well, it was like a quick moment like type of deal. It wasn't like Cobb.
Cobb didn't job.
No,
I mean,
no.
literally, he got caught.
Yeah.
He hit a superplex. Off the top rope, and Moxley caught him in a roll up. What's wrong with that? If anything, it was a fluke win.
Yeah.
And it still made Cobb look like a monster. Yeah, Moxley got the win, but I mean, it didn't make Cobb look bad.
No.
And look, if you don't have the man under contract yet, you can't have him coming in and getting wins over the dude that's fighting your world champion in 2 weeks.
Well, and that's what people don't understand about it is that exact fact. So, Lucha Bros and Hangman and Omega, Jesus Christ. This tag team championship match was something else, wasn't it?
It was something.
I mean, like we said, this was probably the greatest Dynamite to date. That right there was the match of the night. The tag match between the tag title match. A very close second was that Battle Royale, but that tag match just didn't stop.
Man, you're doing a lot of disservice to that main event, sir.
Well, yeah, the main event was good too. The main event was still.
I don't know if I could put the main event in third place on that show.
I will. I'm putting it in third, but
nah, the story that they told in the main event to me was more important than either match that you're putting in front of it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're in my shoes now when I called Cody and Dustin like the greatest match of that show, and you were like for the story, and you didn't think it was the greatest match of the night. So I guess our roles flip flop here. But
I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to that match going into Double or Nothing, but I ended up loving it. What did I say was the best match of Double or Nothing? Because I honestly don't even remember. It's been so fucking long ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hell, we could look at it right now. Um,
You actually have it written down?
no, I'm pulling it up. The wonders of the internet. Uh,
Yeah, but I mean, just because we run down the card doesn't mean I'm gonna
oh,
remember
I thought you
from that
might.
point which match was my favorite.
Well, I know one that you're probably not going to say. It's probably not going to be Bucks and Lucha Bros because I'm sure you're probably
Ugh.
still tired of it. Uh,
Dude, like that's why honestly, look, as good as the match was, that match was number 3 to me on the night
yeah,
because I'm burnt out on the Lucha Brothers. Honestly, you know what? I don't wish injury upon people. Man, I wish Pentagon would get hurt. Uh, just to let Ray Phoenix go on a singles run.
oh man,
Because I think that dude has singles star written all over him,
yeah.
and I think Pentagon's holding him back. And I know there's a lot of people out there that love the Lucha Brothers. That Braun, I'm probably saying right now, is fucking sacrilege. But I've had my fill of the Lucha Brothers, and like I said, I don't wish, like literally, I don't wish injury upon Pentagon. But man, I wish he could go away for a while so Ray
They
Phoenix could shine.
can. I mean, if you watch Lucha Underground, you easily could see how you can book these guys separately with Pentagon as a bad guy. And Pentagon really never crossed paths with Phoenix too much. That I don't think. I mean, it's been so long. It probably did. It's but so I'm probably missing a feud here or there, but um, because I know Ray Phoenix was involved in a lot of trios uh, factions for that championship. So, but also a star in his own right. So you can there's definitely a way to book him as uh, a solo babyface and have Pentagon be a heel. It's definitely a possibility, but hard to pull the trigger when you got 15,000 people doing the old Cerro Miedo. But I'm gonna
Well,
guess.
look, if they want to break them up and just put them both into singles action, it's not going to stop the people from doing that either.
No, no. I'm gonna guess
Look,
you.
could you imagine a one-on-one match between Darby Allen and freaking Ray Phoenix?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, good grief, man! I mean, it would be insane.
I'm gonna.
I think there's a lot of potential in there with Phoenix as a singles guy, and I feel like it would freshen both acts up tremendously to just split those suckers up for a
Well,
bit.
yeah, because I mean they're not being booked the greatest at this point. They've lost a lot more than they won.
And there's so many tag teams in AEW right now. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but
Well,
it's easy to get lost in the shuffle too.
there were 10 in that battle royale, and the Lucha Bros weren't even in it.
There you go. And
Um,
if you count Omega and Hangman at the time being,
yeah,
and that's 12 tag teams.
yeah.
And look, the main team of the Dark Order wasn't even in it, so that's
No.
13 tag teams. You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of freaking tag teams in AEW.
I was baffled why Grayson and Uno were not in it.
I'm assuming because they didn't want to job them out.
Well, that and I
I
think
think they like throw in the B team essentially,
yeah,
and
yeah,
have them get tossed.
and I think they're doing a little. They're really presenting Uno as a. It's funny to say in pro wrestling, but I really think they're presenting Evil Uno as a middle management guy.
That's an interesting perspective.
Well, it's the truth. Going back to Double or Nothing, I'm gonna guess your favorite match was Jericho Omega, because nothing else stands out, and I know that you didn't pick Lucha Bros and Bucks. So
Humor me. Run down the card really quick.
Casino
Because I can't see me picking Jericho and Omega either. Like I liked the match, but I don't.
Casino Battle Royale, which Page won by eliminating MJF,
Yeah.
which got him the chance at Jericho. Kip Sabian defeated Sammy Guevara, which was the very first match in AEW
Yeah,
pay-per-view
these are
history.
the buy-in matches.
SCU defeated the Strong Hearts. Britt Baker defeated Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Awesome Kong in a four-way. Best Friends defeated Hybrid 2. Six women tag. Hikaru Shida, Riho, and Ryu Mizunami defeated Aja Kong, Emi Sakura, and Yuka Sakazaki. Cody and Dustin, Bucks and Lucha Bros, Jericho and Omega.
Look, I don't know what I said that night, but I can tell you, looking back on it now, that Cody and Dustin was the best thing on that show.
Well, we voted it match of the year, so yeah.
Yeah, and even so, and look, maybe back then, maybe I loved the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers.
You might have. You might have not been sick of it yet.
Back in like May of last year.
You might not have been sick of it.
Now
Yeah.
that we're in February, it's like, oh my God, no more, please.
Just like at the end of the show, I know you cannot wait to break down the steel cage match between King Corbin and Roman Reigns.
I like to talk about how great that cage, not even just the cage match, the cage itself.
Well, I think we are there now.
The AEW had.
Are we there now?
I feel like we're probably right there.
We're there now.
We're there now, damn it.
We're there now. Yeah, I was looking down the card, and yeah, they went from that tag. They did a couple things, set up Kansas City, which I want to go, but I don't know. I want to go, but
You're gonna regret if you skip out on an AEW show. They're
Yeah.
too much damn fun, man.
yeah,
Like you can get a cheap seat for like 25.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want to make a 3-hour drive and then another 3-hour drive in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's worth it though, man. I think you'll be kicking yourself in the butt if you don't go.
Well, they'll be back. It's not like they're never gonna come back. So I don't know. And most of it's gonna be tied up in the Iron Man. I mean, that Iron Man match is gonna be great, but and it'll be dark.
Dude, that Iron Man match is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking go home show, man.
Yeah, there should be some.
They should be like putting out all the stops. Because unlike WWE, AEW knows how to put on a good go home show.
Yeah.
Like we saw that for Full Gear. Like I remember like the last episode before Full Gear was really fucking good.
Okay,
so
before we get into the cage match, I don't know. You may not know. Oh, first off, let's talk about these company-made signs behind Cyrus and Josh.
I totally missed them. What did they say?
Oh, they're just terrible. They're all in the same writing. Obviously, they're made by Impact and then given to the people that are standing behind Cyrus and Josh. Oh my God, they're terrible.
What did they say?
They just say Impact, and one says Moose, and one says RVD, but they're all in the same like font or handwriting. It's terrible.
Oh boy,
it's fucking terrible. What is the gimmick, or what is Eddie Edwards right now? What is his gimmick?
Tommy Dreamer Light.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I take him as right now. Can't stand. I hate it. I want the old Eddie Edwards back.
He kind of lost it when he was in that big blood feud with God, who was that?
Man, I don't even remember.
Sami Callihan.
Yeah, that's probably when it started to turn.
Ooh, we got a Jeff Hardy flashback on TNA.
Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
Unfortunately, due to injury, the contract gets pushed back. But before it's all said,
I hear he's stuck there for a while.
Before it's all said and done, we're gonna get a Hardy and Darby Allin match guaranteed. JR's been in the back saying, "You put those boys together." He keeps putting it over on the broadcast, calling him an enigma and everything. So in the back, JR's talking to Tony and the Bucks and Kenny and you get Jeff over here. You got to put these two in a program.
I think it's common knowledge without JR putting over or not. I mean that's something that would definitely drive some money for that company without question.
Best merch ever is Mr. Anderson's asshole t-shirt. Man, that guy had a rocket up his ass, and then it was gone.
And it's gone.
It was RKO'd out of nowhere, you could say. Yeah. which is so funny, that whole story with Ken Anderson and Randy Orton, because it sounded like they were friends too, and then one fuck up and
Who knows?
yeah, one fuck up in the ring and bye bye being Vince's son, which would have been a great angle. Instead, we get Hornswoggle. Uh, dude, could you?
Awful.
I mean, imagine what they could have went with that. It would have been just tremendous. Just the thought and he was really quickly becoming one of my favorite guys too, and then just it all went away. Now he's in the NWA, out of shape, but still entertaining. Still an asshole too. So, uh, steel cage, man. That uh, according to Nick Jackson, cost a lot. If you watch BTE this week,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it did.
that thing is nice. I said it on
Beautiful.
I said it on Twitter
Nicest looking steel cage I've ever seen.
I said it on Twitter when it was revealed, and of course you got to have cage music, so some good cage music with it. Uh, I like how you got the outside that you can climb up for posing, for matches, for post matches. There's a lot. It's designed well for spots in every part of a match, so it was well thought out. Let's first put over Wardlow. Debut match in AEW, and uh, I thought he performed very well here, Matt.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match.
Um, I said it on Twitter at the end of the match. I give props to him. He was there to execute that moonsault perfectly, and by executing the moonsault perfectly, he was there to be in position and catch Cody to protect him. So, you know, I think he just that. I mean, just everything he did in that match tells me he's got a good ring IQ and he's got a great. I think he. I think we've got AEW's version of Braun Strowman here, where the chains are going to come off and we're going to see some cool shit from this guy down the road. I don't know if you feel that way, but
I don't know if I'm going that far.
yeah.
We'll see. I mean, he's only got one match. Let's pump the brakes on the Braun Strowman comparisons for a little bit.
Sign in the crowd. Jeff Hardy is fat. Brutal. Uh, was Hardy the heel in this?
Hard to tell during this era.
Yeah, good point. Uh,
This could have been during the Immortal
it was later.
era when he was lying with Hogan and Bischoff and shit. And if that's the case, yeah, Hardy would be the heel here. But I don't know the date of this, so I can't tell you if he's the heel or not.
It was later this week. It was revealed by Cody that Tony Khan didn't want him jumping off of. Didn't want him to do that moonsault.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not hear that.
yeah. Cody said that. I saw that. It might have been yesterday. It was not too long ago that I saw that. So
Yeah, that's news to me.
yeah. So great stuff. Probably the best episode of Dynamite to date. And we got some breaking news this afternoon, but from AEW, directly from AEW. A press release in regards to Matt and Nick Jackson's autobiography.
Well, I mean, they announced them being the Elite.
They did, yes. The press release came out today. Pre-order is available on Amazon and bookstores nationwide. I guess maybe the press release was more for the pre-order. February 24th, which was yesterday. So killing the business from the backyards to the big league. Lots of stories to tell from these guys who have been everywhere. So it's going to be very cool to see, read their story and hear through their words just their journey to get to where they got to. From Generation Me. Oh, remember them, Matt? Remember that shitty ass gimmick. And now, look where they are today. Here's a thing about way too much wrestling. I just realized about an hour before we went to record, I did not watch NXT this week.
You didn't miss much. To me, it was not a good episode of NXT last week.
I read the results and I felt the same way. It felt like a good open with Jordan Devlin and Leo Rush, and a great ending with Velveteen Dream and Roddy. And then everything in between just felt meh.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you were going to tell me that.
Yeah, I did. I was not a big fan of that at all.
Good to know I didn't miss much then. And hey, AEW has a steel cage match, so NXT has to have one.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox are going to have a steel cage match on the March 4th edition of NXT. LOL. Yeah, I mean, because
we're laughing on the inside.
We got a tag match with the Grizzled Young Veterans, a tag match with the Broserweights. Keith Lee killed Kona Reeves. Chelsea Green
seconds.
Chelsea Green had looks like a quick match with Caden Carter, and then it was the main event,
which was interrupted in the middle of it by a worthless waste of time Bianca Belair promo.
Yeah.
Which could have been done at any point in the fucking show and not made to those two ladies look like jokes.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it did.
Yeah, they're not really doing Chelsea Green much favors.
They're really not. And I don't know if it's because she's with Ryder or what the reasoning is, but
why would it make a difference though? I mean,
I don't know. It just seems like they never do anything good for Ryder. So
yeah, I mean he's.
I just feel like maybe since they're together, they're kind of punishing her for being, with him. I don't freaking know.
Scott D'Amore looks like he's aged in reverse here. He looks a little younger.
I'm sure he'd appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Maybe he'll allow me to be a part of Team Canada, eh?
I think you have to be from Canada to be part of Team Canada.
It's wrestling. It's kayfabe, baby. Give me a kayfabe cocktail. Speaking of kayfabe cocktails, did you watch the Circle Squared?
Yes, I actually did.
That was
This was only like 30 minutes, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, interesting concept with people that are unsigned to NWA, and basically crowd reaction and our reaction at home will kind of determine if they're gonna get signed to the NWA. I have a good feeling the father-son duo is getting signed to the NWA because that would be a hell of a story to tell. And plus it kind of helps when you have PJ Hawks jumping off of a mall balcony.
Yeah, that was a good timing for them to do that.
Yeah. So I like the Circle Squared as a supplemental program. Power returned to its regularly scheduled program tonight. I have not watched it yet, but we do have a women's.
I'll watch it after backstage.
Yeah, we have a women's title match with Thunder Rosa and Melina, which is interesting because we thought they were in the same faction. We'll see how that.
Well, they are.
Yeah,
so it makes it even more weird that.
Yeah.
They're doing that. I guess they're gonna make the hard push for a Thunder Rosa face turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing that makes sense at this point.
It's sanctioned by Melina, so. Yeah, I don't know what else is on there, but good stuff. Chris Van Vliet, he just put out his interview with Tim Storm. I have not seen that one yet, but holy crap, his interviews with Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears are tremendous.
Yeah, those are good, and the chop session was funny too.
Oh, his chest was hamburger meat.
A little bit.
Oh, if you don't know what we're talking about I think about 8 or 10 months ago, Spears and Breeze opened up a wrestling school in Apopka, Florida, which is a suburb outside of Orlando, called Flatbacks Wrestling School. And I think they're right now in their third training class. I think they have 8-week training classes, and it seems very compact, very efficient, because in these 8 weeks ready to you're ready to take bookings and wrestle matches. I mean, you may not, what you do after this is, I mean, with any training class, what you do is up to you. But I mean, these guys were trained by, I mean, Lance Storm. I mean, it's not like these guys are, and these guys have been in the business for a long time. I mean, Breeze has been in the WWE for 10 years. You may not realize it, but he has. And Spears was in FCW. Cody Rhodes was his first tag partner. So they've been in the business a long time, but they were also trained by some of the best. And so they opened up this wrestling school. And Chris went down there, interviewed the two, both almost an hour long, and both just tremendous interviews. Check them out. But yes, oh man, after that they released the video of the chops. Originally, it was just Chris was going to take a chop from Spears, because Spears is known to have one of the best chops in the business. But instead, he had to take 2 chops from each of the students. There were 8 of them. And as well, take 2 chops from Tyler Breeze. So a total of 20 chops. He didn't have to
Yeah.
take any from
He's lucky Peyton Royce didn't get in on that.
Yeah, he didn't.
22.
Didn't have to take any on Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce has a heart, damn it.
Yeah, she said I'll pass. Somebody, I don't know if you caught this one, Matt. Somebody sent Van Vliet a video, simultaneous video of Van Vliet taking, I can't remember which one, if it was Breeze or Spears, but taking one of their chops, and then the reaction of Peyton and the other guy in the ring. It's tremendous, the side by side.
I haven't seen that yet.
I know Chris asked the guy to send it to his Instagram, so I'm not sure if they got in touch or not, but hopefully they did, because it was a good reaction off camera of Peyton. I think it was Peyton and Sean reacting to Breeze chopping Van Vliet. But Jesus Christ, oh man, that looks painful.
You think?
That just looked an ugly shade of purple. And then on top of that, there were a couple of times where the nipple got hit too.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, so check out Chris Van Vliet's interviews for sure, man. That was good stuff there. SmackDown this week in Phoenix, Arizona. We kick things off with a 8-man tag match. Usos, New Day, Rude, Ziggler, Miz, Morrison. The good guys got the win there. One of my favorite moments of SmackDown was the Gulak, Daniel Bryan, and Heath Slater segment. Maybe because they just don't use Gulak and Heath Slater hardly at all. And so I just thought that was kind of a funny segment. Led to a rematch between Bryan and Slater, with Gulak as Heath Slater's trainer, or whatever you want to call it. All night long they hyped up Goldberg's live return to SmackDown. Then they talked about the date where, we learn that it was apparently sabotage, that Otis got a text saying Mandy was running late, and apparently that text probably came from Dolph Ziggler.
Or Sonya.
Or Sonya. Yeah, good point. I never thought of that until now.
Yeah, I think it was from Sonya, because I think Sonya was the only one who would have access to Mandy's phone.
Oh, yeah, it came from Mandy's phone. Yeah.
Like, Mandy was looking through her text messages later in the show, if you noticed. Trying to go back and find what Tucky was referring to.
Tucky. This is a good story, isn't it? It's kind of
Yeah, we'll wait and see how it plays out. I don't want Mandy Rose to be the bitch in all of this in the end.
no. I think it. I
So
think. I think. Okay, now this is not perverted. Normally I talk pervertedly, yes, but this is not perverted. I think we are getting a happy ending here. I think
I
we
hope
are.
so.
I think this is. I really. The way I see everything progressing, all the parts moving. I truly think this is a happy ending with Otis and Mandy. Because everybody wants to see Otis get her get get the girl, and
Yeah,
the crowd is behind this story. They are. So
insane. It's probably the most popular storyline on SmackDown right now.
it's so funny. You got this Lana Rusev thing, and it's like you get these. Okay, so this is proof that you can do love right in the WWE. Yeah, Rusev and Lana, that shit was
Just it
shit.
has it has to involve the right people.
Yeah,
And the right people that the crowd can relate and you know and understand.
yeah,
You
and
know, and
Otis
and
is
gravitate to,
and Otis was already over as it is. So, and he's gonna be more like he's gonna be over the moon. He's gonna be way over by the end of this, and it's gonna. I think we're gonna have a happy ending. I honestly think so. On
I
because
would
right
imagine this all concludes at Mania.
yeah, because right now,
So
wouldn't that be cool if Otis gets a one-on-one with Ziggler at Mania?
it could happen.
That's kind of just to think how how much Otis has captivated the WWE universe, and he gets rewarded with a one-on-one match at Mania. It probably is going to be on the pre-show, but
I hope not.
it's still
I
yeah,
feel like this. I feel like this story's gone on too long to
yeah,
have the payoff be on the fucking pre-show. You
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
you gotta give us a real payoff on the pay-per-view, pal.
When you think of in terms of Vince and WWE and what gets prioritized, you're right. This probably does make the main card. So,
Yeah, and I hope it does.
yeah.
Because it's honest to God, it's the only storyline on SmackDown right now that I have any legitimate investment in.
I've seen a lot of people say it's the best story going.
On SmackDown, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Um, Lacey Evans had a sit down interview with Renee Young. Apparently, SmackDown's getting their own elimination chamber. The women.
Well, thank God, because we already know the result of the other one.
Yeah. So stupid. So we'll get to
Look,
that.
don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's going to be a fun elimination chamber, but I
Yeah.
mean, even before the bell rings, I already know who's going to win. So
I
it's
know.
just like,
It was so pointless.
yeah, like look, Becky wants to face Shayna. Shayna wants to face Becky. Did we really need anything else?
If I'm just booking off
Just
the
to set this up, you know what I mean?
if I'm booking off the top of my head, I would have had. Well, it's just weird. Never mind. I was gonna book off the top of my head, and then I was like, oh, that don't make sense. So, yeah, look,
Well, welcome to the world of the WWE, where a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
I was gonna put Shayna in like a gauntlet match to make her fight for the title, but at the same time, it's Becky that wants the fight, so that didn't make sense.
Shayna clearly wants to fight too,
Yeah, and
but
so
there's look with Charlotte being preoccupied with the black and gold brand. There's nobody in Becky having handedly defeating Asuka over the last month. There's nobody else on the Raw brand right now that is credible enough to challenge Becky.
no,
So
not
it
until
just
Ronda
made
comes back.
sense to just give the fucking title shot to Shayna. And if you really had to do a number one contendership match for Mania, just book her against Natty.
If
And,
oh
and I'm
yeah,
sure
because that
Shane
would
and
be
Natty would have a fantastic one-on-one match.
that'd be
They could
tremendous.
have it on a Raw. Like doesn't even need to be on a pay-per-view if you didn't want to.
No.
And you could set it up that way. Like the elimination chamber for these women is completely pointless.
Yeah.
And if you're really this obsessed with getting the Riot Squad together, here's an idea: just put them together in a triple threat match and let them hammer it out that way.
Yeah. I mean, the only saving grace or redeeming value of having this elimination chamber is getting those women on a pay-per-view, and that's the only saving grace here. Because there's absolutely no sense to having this match.
Yeah.
And so yeah, thank God there's a SmackDown one because now we have drama. I mean, I still think Sasha's gonna win and face Bayley,
We don't even know if Sasha's cleared.
but if she ain't cleared, yeah, I don't know.
Like we don't know. I mean, they've only denounced one person in the women's elimination chamber for SmackDown, and that's Lacey Evans because she pretty much announced herself.
Yeah. So we had a Symphony of Destruction match part due. I like the team of Strowman and Elias.
Destruction.
Yeah, I liked Corey Graves throwing in a couple of lyrics from the Megadeth song. That was well done, Corey. I like the team of Braun and Elias, and it's funny. The first ever Symphony of Destruction match was Braun versus Elias, and that's when Braun Strowman brought a bass to the party, and he walked to the ring with that bass, and that was pretty cool. It was a well done gimmick match, I thought. The back body drop onto the base was pretty cool. They took Strowman out, and I thought Elias looked pretty damn strong here, and the duo got the win. So it was a fun match for what it was. Apparently, that running power slam onto that piano, though, dude. Oh.
Yeah, that fucked up Nakamura's head pretty bad.
Yeah, I saw. I'm looking at his Instagram post right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I am tough, but the piano is toughest. King Corbin talks. Nobody cares. Speaking of nobody cares, a moment
King
of
Corbin in a nutshell.
Speaking of nobody cares, I had to fast forward when the Bellas were talking because I could not stand it. At like a minute into it, I'm like, okay, enough of this. I mean, I think it's way too soon that they're in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Beth Phoenix is in.
There's a lot of other women that probably should be in instead, but
look,
I guess in terms of brand, if
you're looking at the women's roster up and down in the last 25 years, I feel like the only other woman right now that you can make an argument that should be in before them is Sable. And it just seems like even with Brock back with the company, they just don't seem to want to have anything to do with one another.
Yeah, it's weird. And
if you're not going to bring Sable in,
what about
they
Victoria?
were obviously it's another person who seemingly doesn't look like the company wants to have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
So when those type of people are ostracized at the moment from WWE, the Bella Twins were the logical choice for the female this year, and I would argue anybody else to come up with somebody else at this point, because it seems like they have to have a woman every year.
Yeah,
and it seems like that's what they're doing.
Well, there's going to be an uprising if there isn't.
So, and I guess you could make it. I guess you could make an argument and say they could have put Stacy Keibler in. Since they put Tori in last year, I mean, I guess you could have put Keibler in this year. She did the induction, so
she made
she's on okay terms with the company.
She made an impact. She made an impact in WCW and WWE. So
yeah. So I mean, if you're grasping at straws, but honestly, look, if people want to hate the Bellas all they want, I get it. But for everything that they've done, Coco Beware's in the WWE.
In terms, I mean, arguing
the Bella Twins have done 10 times over the amount of stuff that Coco Beware did.
Yeah, arguing who's in the Hall of Fame is that's pissing in the wind. And the Bella's brand equity, what they brought to the WWE is something that is unrivaled. I mean, they went from arm candy to having a television show, and then having a spin-off of that television show.
Yeah, and they cross over a lot of viewers that probably never watched the product before.
Oh, is dollar store clearance rack Matt Taven going to get beat up by Tessa?
Well, I would surely hope so. I surely hope Tessa's not losing this match.
Oh my God, no kidding. But I just could not stand them talking in this segment. I don't know why. I was done with it until
I
Daniel
like.
Bryan came out, and then I was like, oh, this is sweet. Got Birdie. Came out with Birdie, and that was a nice moment. But God, when they were talking, I was just good. Heath Slater lasted like 2 minutes more than the last time against Daniel Bryan.
Thanks to Drew Gulak's PowerPoint presentation.
I kind of wonder if we're getting a little more Heath Slater with Drew Gulak now. That's good because Heath Slater was on a milk carton for like 3 years. Oh man, how about making fun of 3MB on Raw? Like,
Look, I don't blame him for what he said.
no,
Because honestly, it was kind of true.
and like, hey, Jinder Mahal recovered from it.
So yeah, last thing he wanted to do was be remembered as, freaking a guy who played the air guitar.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that segment was pretty good.
Oh, it was, but first thing I thought of was, poor Heath.
Yeah, but he's done stuff since then. He ran he did the tag team with Rhino.
He did the tag team with Titus O'Neil.
Oh yeah, I was trying to forget about Slater Gator. But
Furthering the Mandy Rose Otis story, Mandy Rose waiting for Uber or something, and
I think she was looking through her text messages.
yeah, and
that's what I thought was going on anyway.
Doing a little investigative work. Dolph Ziggler comes up. Hey Mandy, what's up? She goes waiting for a ride. Dolph's like, hey, I got a car. Come with me. And she's like, okay. And Otis is hiding behind boxes with sad Otis. Oh, sad Otis.
Sad Otis was supposedly still at the hotel. So, if Sad Otis was really there, he should have freaking said something.
Yeah. But he's sad Otis. He's traumatized from Valentine's Day, man. Okay, now this happened I think the second time in the show, so we got to bring it up and figure it out and see what your guess is. The screen glitches. It's definitely not Solomon Crow. Solomon,
I think it's something for a repackage of Mustafa Ali.
that's what somebody said. I saw somebody say that.
Because at one point it looked like the Iron Man chest symbol at one point in there with like the circle with the lights.
Yeah.
And I could see that as being like a new part of his entrance gear or whatever.
It could be like a futuristic cop kind of.
Yeah, or just something like that. I know there's people out there. Oh, it's for Killer Cross.
No, he's going to NXT.
And dude, if Killer Cross skips NXT and goes straight to the main roster,
no.
I'm gonna have a fucking problem with that.
Now, Killer Cross is good.
But he's not skip NXT for the main roster good.
No.
So
we're on the same
happens,
page.
Honestly, I'm gonna be really upset.
No, we're on the same page there.
Yeah. I know that's a popular theory online, is that it's for Killer Cross.
And I like Killer Cross more. I don't know, man. Unless you've changed your tune on Killer Cross. I mean, I know you were down on him for a while, but maybe that's just because he was in it.
He's okay. He's fine. He's just, to me, he's another big man. I truly don't see anything incredibly special in Killer Cross. But I get why WWE went and grabbed him because, everybody loves a good big man. But I feel like if let's say there's a WWE signed Killer Cross, but AEW signs Lance Archer, I think the AEW got the better signing out of the big guys. Yeah. I definitely feel like Lance Archer is better than Killer Cross. I mean, am I wrong?
No, because with Lance Archer, I don't know how many years Lance Archer has. I mean, Lance is getting up there, isn't he?
I don't know how old he is. Let me hit the Google machine.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing here. He's 2 years older than me, so he's only 42.
He's older than I thought he was. I would have said mid to late 30s.
Speaking of air
So
guitars.
yeah, well, let's hope he doesn't do that.
Well, it
But
wasn't.
I think he'd make a great Exalted one, to be perfectly honest.
Speaking of, well, it wasn't really an air guitar. They were using Guitar Hero controllers, but the old Rockin' Raven. It was Christy Hemme, and who was the other dude in that?
Man, I don't even freaking remember.
Well, Wikipedia's right here. So
Wasn't Van Hammer, was it?
Jimmy Rave.
Oh God, Jimmy Rave.
I don't remember him at all outside of that.
You're better off.
Okay. Uh, Lance Archer. What I was getting at is I think he can be a good agent after he's done wrestling. So I think I think that's a very long term push. If he goes with going to AEW, I think he can wrestle for several years and then become an agent producer. I think he can. I think he's going to be one of those guys down the line. Back to SmackDown. Sheamus in a dark room again. Maybe he's looking to pick a fight. Are you feeling it? Sheamus is probably going to challenge Strowman down the line for Mania. That's where I'm getting at.
I mean, maybe.
But yet, God, Sheamus is like, you're building him up, and he's in the best shape of his career. And he's going to be in the chamber, for one. He's not going to win the chamber. But he's going to be in the
Yeah,
chamber.
I surely would not believe so.
It'd be weird to have him job to Strowman at Mania, but, you know. Number one.
Look, if WWE has their way, Strowman will be doing something with his buddy Tyson Fury.
Yeah, which God,
So,
I got that wrong on Saturday. Jesus Christ,
dude, I couldn't believe you predicted a first round knockout for a while there.
man. I just did.
Oh, that made me laugh.
I did not think Fury. I mean, he was getting over. He did not look in good shape. I just.
You know, honestly, the perfect thing for if WWE wants to do something with him is, to me anyway, is put him in some kind of gimmick with King Corbin at Mania.
Yeah, I would like that. I liked the Fury stuff that he did. He did a good job, I thought. For not doing anything professional wrestling before, I thought coming in, I thought he did a good job. Going back to that fight though, did you see the still shot of Wilder's jaw getting dislocated?
No, I did not.
Oh, brutal. And then he blames the fight on the 40-pound costume weakening his legs. Wow.
This is from the same guy who said he didn't want to make excuses after the fight.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I've never been this more excited for a boxing fight in years. So
It was probably the best main event of boxing that I've seen in probably 20 years.
yeah, I was excited
Because
for
every
it.
other big main event boxing thing, it's always hyped up, you know, and everybody's excited for it. And you get in, and it's like 12 rounds of fucking people dancing around
Yeah,
and barely hitting each other.
yeah.
You know, the fact that Fury was going in there to freaking, you know, win the fight, I was like, man, this is actually entertaining. I was genuinely surprised.
Then he went all creepy and started licking the blood. He didn't actually touch, but that
He
was
said he
funny.
wanted to taste blood.
Yeah, that was funny. Number one contenders match. Winner gets Bailey in Saudi. Naomi Carmella. Good stuff there. Naomi, no surprise with the win. Gets the win off of the RVD move, the split-legged moonsault. The not quite Starship Pain. Then we got Goldberg. I really like.
Man.
I really liked the Goldberg segment because I thought I love the part where he goes and he's right behind me, and it was the first time someone struck first on the Fiend, and I just thought it was a real effective segment for what it was. I really liked everything about it. I was surprised that I was gonna lie. I didn't have any expectations going in, and I liked it. What'd you think, Matt?
I thought it was fine for what it was. Yeah, I didn't think it was anything super special or
No,
anything
no,
like
no, there
that. But I
wasn't
mean,
much to
I
it.
thought it was fine. And I feel like it's I just I really and truly feel like something. We're gonna get some interesting shit happening on Thursday. I'll leave it at that until we get to our predictions.
Okay.
But
Monday Night Raw live from somewhere as the page loads.
I think it was in Canada somewhere.
Oh yes, Winnipeg, home of Jericho. I only heard one Y2J chant early.
Yeah, I heard there was a bunch of Jericho shirts and signs, and WWE was taking them away.
Of course.
Yeah. So
And this was like near the anniversary of the Festival of Friendship too, 2 years ago. And this was the first time in like a long time that they've had Raw in Winnipeg, which was surprising. Maybe they've been in Smack. Maybe they've been in Smack. Maybe they've had a lot of Smackdowns there, but just because they said first time in 15 years that they've been live in Winnipeg for Raw, so I can't imagine they haven't had a live show there in 15 years, like a televised show. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh,
better late than never.
Looks like what's been tradition over the past few weeks, Randy Orton kicking off the show. He kicks off the show again, probably because it's probably gotten them the best ratings and the most talk lately is what Randy Orton's doing. So Vince is like, oh, let's ride this horse until it dies.
I'm
And
hearing Edge is back in DC.
oh, it's already it got spoiled by the arena.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Monday after Chamber um got spoiled by the arena. Yeah,
Wow.
that came out this afternoon.
Yeah, because what I was hearing last night is I was hearing Beth on Raw in Brooklyn
Which is this week.
Edge and Taker both in DC the week after.
Yeah, when is Elimination Chamber?
I guess it's the 8th because that Raw is on the 9th.
Is it that early already? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, March 9th then. Uh yeah, the arena spoiled it.
Yikes! I'm
But I
sure
mean,
WWE's thrilled.
but if you are
But at the same token, I feel like that arena probably wanted to move some tickets. Because I guarantee it's going to be a lot more empty than it was for AEW in October.
Yeah, and if you have any sort of wrestling IQ and you put two and two together, and you know that there's nothing left except WrestleMania is the next thing,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm so glad they got rid of Fastlane.
Yeah,
And like I'm sure Fastlane would have still been there if not for the Saudi show.
yeah.
But I'm glad there's technically only one pay-per-view instead of two. You know,
So Kevin Owens interrupts Randy Orton, saying how he was a huge fan of Edge, watched his retirement from home, wants to also know why Randy did it, and leads to a match later on in the evening, which of course will be the main event. The duo of Angel Garza and Zelina Vega, interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And I can't help but laugh at Charlie's reaction to Angel kissing her hand. I think Andrade is back very soon. So uh, I wonder if they keep Angel on the roster and turn on Andrade babyface down the road or something. Or they keep them together for some time and they break, and then Andrade breaks off. I kind of wonder because obviously they have big plans for Andrade, but obviously those plans aren't going to happen anytime soon now after the suspension. And speaking of suspensions, Samoa Joe got hit with a 30-dayer just today. How about that, Matt?
oh boy.
Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, of course, putting together yet another fine match. Those guys don't have any bad matches. That's for damn sure. Angel Garza gets the win there. Luke Gallows took on Ricochet as Ricochet continues to battle the OC as he tunes up for Brock Lesnar on Thursday. How weird was it that you have Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar's there, but you have zero interaction with Ricochet or Drew McIntyre?
It was a complete and utter waste of time to me.
And money, because it's a Brock appearance, because Brock has limited appearances. The OC attacked Aleister Black ahead of his match with Eric Rowan, setting up a possible feud. Finally, we're getting some substance with Aleister Black. Finally, getting some meaningful feuds. I don't know if we're gonna get a finish with him and AJ, but I can't wait to have a full, legit match between those two guys. But even after all that attack and everything, Black was able to defeat Rowan in the end. Then we got the Drew McIntyre interview that Matt and I had referenced earlier in the show here with Charlie Caruso, talking about referencing 3MB, referencing his debut at 21 years old, talking about him being the next big thing. I still miss that old theme song though. Speaking of theme songs, Sheamus revealed, I think it was on the bump, that he wanted his old theme song back. What do we call it? Lobster
We
Head?
all do.
Lobster,
I call it Lobster Head.
or Too Many Limes. A lot of people call it Too Many Limes. Sheamus wanted that song back. Speaking of, because Drew McIntyre had a great song. Was it Broken Dreams?
Broken Dreams or something along those lines, yeah.
By Shaman's Harvest is the name of the band that did that song. Tremendous song. That was the song. Just everything about it. You have the intro, and then it kicks in, and that's when he walks out on stage. It was such a perfect wrestling entrance song. So that reminds me of Sheamus. Sheamus said on an interview, I don't know if it was on the bump, it probably was just an interview, and he wanted to have his old song, and he was told it was too outdated, and I immediately go,
bullshit.
Hello, John Morrison. That song sucks.
I like Morrison's theme, but but if you want to talk outdated, it very much should be considered as such. If that's the excuse that you want to use along those lines.
I mean, if you would have, instead of had all these vignettes of Sheamus leading up to showing up or whatnot, beating up Shorty G, let's say you put your good booking pants on.
And, I don't have any of those, pal.
Yeah, we know. And
ha ha ha, I'm funny.
You just have this situation where there's a babyface in peril, and somebody needs saved. Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan. Just somebody. Throw somebody out there. Anybody on the SmackDown roster. And all of a sudden, the old Sheamus music hits. The pop is going to be fucking tremendous, isn't it? Because that music just starts up right away. We haven't heard it in a while. We haven't seen Sheamus in a while. That would have been a perfect way to return Sheamus, wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his new theme or Cesaro's for that matter.
I like Cesaro's new theme.
I like the little graphics that they have before he comes out, but I just think the music is kind of bland as fuck. But it feels like all the music is starting to getting bland as fuck since they lost
CFO.
They lost CFO.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people used to complain about CFO, but compared to what we're hearing now, those guys are pretty damn good.
I actually like the Cesaro theme. I actually like that one. But yeah, if you would have booked it the way I just booked it, would have been tremendous. R-Truth brought back Truth TV for a very short time. Then Lana said, nope, start the match. Then we had the Elimination Chamber contract signing. Everybody showed up but Shayna Baszler, but then Baszler eventually showed up. I thought this whole thing, once Baszler showed up, was pretty damn good. and then we finally got the payoff of her and Becky getting their hands on each other. I thought this was a well done segment, Matt. What did you think?
Uh, it was okay.
Were you not excited for them to finally get their hands on each other, or did you think we should have drew it out a little longer?
I think we could have waited a little bit longer, don't you think?
Yeah, but what else could you do at this point too? At the same time, you know, without it. Here, think about it this way: with WWE's booking acumen, and these two women are in the same building at the same time, how else could they have not, avoided this outside of the fact of making it very stupid booking? You
Doesn't
know.
WWE live for stupid booking?
Yeah, so I mean, I say give us this instead of, you know, I say give us something good instead of drawing it out and giving us stupid shit along the way. So, but it's so funny how this whole it's just so funny how the Riot Squad is in this elimination chamber match, and like Sarah Logan's barely a footnote into any of this. You got Asuka and Charlotte, Asuka and Natty
She's essentially the third wheel.
she's the sixth wheel because you
Well, I
got
meant the third wheel in the Riot Squad
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well, she's the sixth wheel in the chamber match because you got Asuka and Natty are having a feud, and you got Shayna who's the new girl coming in, and then you got Ruby and Liv, and Liv got quite the pop when she got introduced too by the crowd. So uh,
Good pop. Another
yes,
pop for jumping the table,
yeah. So they're not perfectly booking her, but
They haven't completely fucked her yet. Let me put it that way.
yeah, that's a good point. Uh,
So she has a chance to survive this. It's really going to depend on how they let her look in the chamber.
yeah,
To me, how her long-term future is going to go on the Raw brand this year.
I guess it's just saying it's what it's people are saying or that people like. I guess people like the image change. People like the different look. People like the different attitude. I guess so to speak. So she's no longer Harley Quinn. Basically, is what she was when she was in the Riot Squad. So, um, yeah, people are approving it. Murphy and Dawkins lasted 2 minutes before that got DQ'd, and then we got Montez and Rollins. And give me more of that, please, because that was fun. They went for about 15 minutes, and I mean Montez he's a hell of an athlete and a star in the making for sure. And so hopefully we get more of those two down the line. They announced that Beth returns next week to provide an update on Edge. Oh, she's eating an RKO next week, isn't she?
I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
Yeah. Then we got Kevin and Randy at the end, and the church group intervened at the end. And how about the fast counting ref? Oh, he had a Messiah shirt on. He was a plant.
Yeah, but I mean, at first I didn't even see that the 3 count actually happened. Like
Oh,
the camera on it was not good, and I just thought he like hit a 2 count and rang the bell, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Because like Orton was looking at him like, what the fuck did you just do? Type of deal, and it was weird. I mean, I guess it was okay, but it was weird.
yeah. And so then Owens gave a stunner to that ref. By God, that ref's got a family. Then put him through a table. A decent showing from Raw, I would say. Better than I think what SmackDown and NXT gave us this week. So, some numbers from the week backstage for dropped a little bit, 127,000 in the viewing. Speaking of backstage, that conversation with Mark Henry and Keith Lee, that was some good stuff, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Is Punk here tonight?
I don't think so. I know Mark Henry said he was back on tonight, so probably not.
Mark was. I like Mizark on there, man. That was good.
Mizark.
Mizark. Ms. and Mrs. increasing in viewership, but 500,000. A far cry from what they were getting in season 1. Wednesday night still saw.
It's not the good time slot.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week.
Like I said, like it was better for them to be associated with Raw and SmackDown, because that was more of the people that are watching than than the NXT audience.
Yep, exactly. Wednesday night Wars, AEW still wins. That's been the story of almost every week. Has NXT won any week?
I think they won like 2 weeks. Right around the Survivor Series time, they got 2 wins.
Yeah.
And that was it.
There was a tie in December.
Yeah, two. I think it was 2 wins and a tie, and everything else has been AEW.
There was a tie in December, then they won the week after the tie. Yeah, and then there wasn't an AEW show because it was Christmas. And then after Christmas, it just really NXT lost all the momentum. 893 to 794 was the numbers for Wednesday last week. Friday Night SmackDown rises a bit, almost at 2.5 million, where they've basically been hovering for the better part of 2 months now. And Monday Night Raw dipped in the ratings quite a bit, 2.2 million. And they don't even have Monday Night Football, so that's not good. Hour 1 last week, it was 2.6 million, and it was 2.2 this week. So I guess you could look at the bright side of a piece of shit and say they didn't lose that much of the audience. I don't. But WWE and Sky Germany, as we go into headlines, have announced that they're going to go their separate ways. Sky Germany no longer offering WWE pay-per-views, but now they're going to offer AEW pay-per-views instead. I don't know if that says something or not, but it's real interesting when an international market drops WWE in favor of AEW in terms of pay-per-view. I am looking forward to this. It was announced on the bump last week, March 8th, following the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. The FCW story, Future of WWE, will air on the WWE Network. FCW was the final developmental predecessor before NXT took over. Based out of Tampa, Florida, FCW ran from October of 2007 until August of 2012, operated by Steve Keirn. The weekly series was on the Bright House Network locally in Florida. Dusty Rhodes was heavily involved with the promotion. I believe I think William Regal had a big hand in it as well, and he was also on the commentary team. And then they, of course, shut that down when they decided to make the Performance Center. See a lot of familiar faces, but it'd be interesting how much they include, because Jon Moxley had a big presence in FCW. So if they omit him from this documentary, for the most part, I think that's going to be trash.
Would you really be surprised, though?
No.
Exactly.
But the biggest feud in FCW history was probably Rollins and Ambrose. So if they leave that out, it'll be a little ridiculous. But we'll see. But I'm excited. I've always wanted to see more FCW stuff on the WWE Network, and looks like we will get that. The Ascension returned to work. Their first post-WWE appearance happened in Outlaw Pro Wrestling in Brooklyn. I saw a clip of that, and Victor definitely looked like he was in some good form. As we move along in the new match added to Ring of Honor's 18th anniversary pay-per-view, as Dalton Castle's going to take on Joe Hendry on March 13th on a pay-per-view that I doubt anybody will see, right, Matt?
I'm not watching.
Because why?
Because it's Impact.
And Darryl's not here, so why else? Say it for me. Say it for me.
I'll say it for Darryl, my buddy. Fuck Joe Koff.
There we go. Backstage at Dynamite last week.
We miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Hope your assignment's going well. We will be back with you soon. I'll be seeing you this weekend. So I hope you're listening.
Getting some chicken friends.
Chicken friends and Revolution, man. I mean, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Backstage at Dynamite last week, in addition to Raven, DDP was there, and Austin Aries, who is rumored to possibly be signing with the company.
I hear he was strictly just visiting.
Oh, well. It's the one bridge he hasn't burnt yet because it's so new.
Yeah, but he's there. But there's people in that company that were there when he probably burned his bridges elsewhere. So
True.
I'm not saying he's absolutely safe. You know, if I'm AEW right now, honest to God, I don't feel like we need him right now. To me, he's just one headache that I don't.
No, because
I don't feel the need to have to take the chance on right now.
No, because he won't be in the title picture, and then he'll bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't worry about him at the moment.
If you look at All Elite Wrestling videos from, here, I'll give you a little tip. Go to Twitter. Go to at AEW or AE Wrestling on the Twitter. Go to their videos. That way you can see all the videos have been posted. It might not be the quickest way to do it either, but it's better to go than going through all the tweets. Go to February 19th, and you can see what happened after Impact. Cody grabbing the microphone. Very emotional speech. Had some people in the Atlanta crowd in tears as well. Matt, were you able to catch the speech?
Oh yeah, I saw it late Wednesday night. It was good shit, pal.
Yeah. Tremendous stuff there. TNT and AEW getting in the podcasting business, and they have already launched their first episode. I have not listened to it, but
It was good.
AEW Unrestricted.
Yep. They had Moxley on.
Yep, hosted by our favorite referee, Aubrey Edwards, and Tony Schiavone, Tony Schiavone, with Moxley as the guest.
Matt Jackson, you can go to hell. Straight to hell.
You want to see a trick? Trick! Just a shitty barista, Tony. No, I'm just kidding, Tony.
I fucked BT last couple weeks. They've really been getting back.
Yeah, and we got
into form of what I've loved about.
We had a supersized episode too this week, man.
That show, yeah,
it was almost half an hour.
They've been doing good shit. I'm very, very, very happy with the last couple weeks of BTE, last couple weeks of AEW. Just everything really seems to be hitting on all cylinders right now. You know,
if you watch BT, I think we're inching our way towards a battle of the winless between Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon.
I think Cutler's finally gonna get his first win.
I think it's gonna be a time limit draw.
Ouch.
The first match. This ain't gonna be there's gonna be more than one match. The first match will be a time limit draw, and then Brandon's gonna get the win eventually.
No, I hope they don't do that. I just hope it's Brandon getting the win. We don't need a series of matches between Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon. We just don't need it.
One of the greatest news shows on television was Straight Up Steve Austin on the USA Network, and it's coming soon.
What?
That's all USA says is soon.
What?
As in the near future.
What?
As in a couple of days.
What?
Or weeks. Thank you. Because Steve got tired.
What?
Tyler Bate is injured apparently. As Over the Top Wrestling, he was going to appear for them, and they in Ireland, and they announced that he's been pulled due to an injury, but no word on that injury. So we'll let you know when we know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Some new shirts out there in the shop for Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley. If you like those ladies, go support them. Let me look at this tweet here. See where we're at. Braun Strowman posted a tweet. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Braun Strowman posted a tweet on the 20th of February of him, EC3, Drake Maverick shirtless, Drake Maverick holding a 50 cal. And if this pic gets 9,999 retweets, we will literally partner with a professional filmmaker, create insanely over-the-top action movie trailer, write a script, crowdfund it based on overwhelming positive feedback, and cast Reginald Vell Johnson, the father from Family Matters, and also the cop in Die Hard. Film it, release it, and change the world. And as of today, the tweet has 10,400 retweets.
Oh my.
We're going to get this baby. Dude, when NXT, I think it was last week. Or no, it was backstage last week when they revisited the ladder match for the North American title. And I'm like, EC3's in there. And poor EC3.
Or EC3 indeed.
Like,
see, that's somebody that if AEW wants to sign, I'm like, do it. Like no brainer, because WWE's loss will be AEW's gain. And speaking of AEW's possible gain, did you see the Matt Hardy video that was released today?
No.
Okay. Well, Matt Hardy put out a video on YouTube today.
Okay.
That the title is Dear Dr. RKO.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a minute video of him basically thanking Orton for what he did to him, because, now he's going to be better or stronger or whatever because of it.
I got it up right now.
But let's play
Dr.
a little
RKO.
game.
Randy Orton.
And if you take the words,
I should be
Dear
livid
Dr.
at you right
RKO,
now,
Oh,
but
boy.
I'm not.
and you shift the letters around,
Dark.
When you first committed your
it
violent
spells out
assassination,
Dark Order.
I thought it was a curse.
I'm just saying.
But in reality,
I'm just saying.
it was a
Now is
blessing.
Matt fucking with us.
You,
So,
Dr. RKO, have
look,
given
he
me
was
kindness.
fucking with us a couple weeks ago. Have you been watching the series?
Yeah.
Like he did the thing with Vanguard 1?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm exhausted. And I'm just like,
When they're
I
on
see exactly what you're fucking doing there, Matt.
when they're on the side of the road or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's just, yeah,
I just watched it, and then I look at Dear RKO, and we're playing a little jumble like it's in the old newspaper,
Yep.
Oh my God.
Very, very interesting.
Fucking A.
Look, I'm telling you what, the best thing about AEW getting that nice fat paycheck from Turner to extend them to 2024 is they're already in the black.
Are they?
They're making they're
Nice.
their company's already profitable within the first year.
That's
already.
probably why they got that 3-year extension.
Yeah, so they can absolutely afford, a Jeff Cobb or a Matt Hardy or an EC3, and they're still going to be making money out of it.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. This is perfect for them. And I'm telling you, March could be huge.
Mm-hmm.
So we could be looking at potential full-time Jeff Cobb. Be looking at the arrival of Matt Hardy. We keep hearing that Luke Harper is heading to AEW. Potentially whenever I don't know EC3's contract situation, but I gotta believe that dude's out the door the second his deal is done.
That's obvious.
the revival's months away. I know that one of them's deals are up in April, like right around Mania, and the other one has an extension on it due to the injury bullshit. And I think I think that one runs out like right after Double or Nothing.
EC3, it looks like around the end of 2020.
Yeah, so 2021, I can't imagine AEW not looking to grab EC3. Could you imagine a tag team of EC3 and MJF?
Oh shit! I mean,
I
when
I think the two of them would go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I mean, when the brief time we talked about watching MLW and I saw MJF for the first time, the immediate thing I said this is the Miz and EC3 combined right here into one, and this guy's gonna be huge, and look what happened. Look what happened. I looks like I got an eye for these prospects. I kind
of feel like we both do.
Yeah.
We kind of see that we see the shit coming, yo.
I saw big things. Granted, they may not be 5-star ring generals, but I saw big things for Corbin and Elias in NXT, and you're seeing them every week right now on television. So you like them or hate them, they're there. And I'm a big fan of Corbin's, and he is truly one of the better heels in the company. They just need to get this shit done with it's truly going to be over after Super Showdown with Roman Reigns.
Well, if they're both in the Elimination Chamber together, it ain't going to be over yet.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they? We don't know yet, do we?
Well, the 6 people that they were advertising for the arena had them both in there.
Oh.
But at the same token, they didn't have Sheamus in there either. So, I mean, plans change, hashtag card subject to change.
Yeah, and plus those arena things are wrong half the time anyways. So
yeah, so who knows? But yeah, I mean, clearly we're getting a SmackDown chamber with the men. Where the winner's going to go on to challenge the winner of Goldberg and the Fiend for the title. And like I said, I got some shit to say, brah. I got some shit to say when we get to that Sands of Time rundown. So,
yeah,
man, the Lakers are killing the Pelicans. This bitch slapping them around.
Yeah, they got one up on the Celtics, but that was without
That was a close ass game, man.
That was a great game. That was like a playoff game. No Kemba in that one, but damn, that felt like a playoff game in February. Shane Taylor decided to sign with re-sign with Ring of Honor
because nobody else wanted him.
Atlas Security now has T-shirts.
Just being honest, sorry.
Atlas Security now has T-shirts on AEW Shop. But as funny as that sounds, it's for a good cause. All the proceeds for all the Atlas Security shirts that are sold through Shop AEW will be donated to animal rescue groups. Ronnie Lang, who you see him on camera all the time, head of Atlas Security, big animal lover, and the cause is very close to his heart. So he brought it to the guys, and they said, let's do it, and it's up there right now. You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/Atlas Security to check out the shirts, and like I said, good cause. So I really like it. Speaking of shirts at Shop AEW, I mean, they are a little pricey, but I am excited because I got my mock shirt off a Hot Topic today.
There you go.
The old explicit lyrics sticker.
Yeah.
With the spray paint mocks. With a Hot Topic. If Hot Topic finally put it in stock, it was never. It's new to stock for Hot Topic, and then Hot Topic had a sale on top of that. So though it wasn't the best sale in the world, it was still a lot better than paying.
You just jumped at it.
Yeah, it's still a lot better than paying $40 for a T-shirt. So.
Yeah, I'm really against the way AEW is selling their T-shirts and stuff right now.
I'm basically
because there's so many of them that I want, but the pricing and the figuring that runs through Pro Wrestling Tees just makes it so not worthwhile.
And then you got to pay for the shipping, and
like we've run all that. We've run this down before.
Yeah.
You know, just to get the fabric of the same shirts that Hot Topic gets is like an additional $3 or $4.
Yep. And so, with that said, I mean, I get my shirts through Hot Topic, and then I get it shipped to store because I live right by the mall, and so I don't have to pay a dime for shipping. And so I got that. I got an Alpha Club shirt on sale for $6, but it's a 4X, so that's probably going to be a house shirt. I'll see how it feels. Or it might be a little too big.
Yeah, a couple washes, you'll shrink that sumbitch down.
Yeah, but it was $6, so it's like
Yeah.
nothing else. It's going to be something I'll wear around the house,
Yeah.
But I added it to the bag with the mock shirt. So the New York Toy Fair is going on, and we also have WWE news in addition to the AEW news, and we're gonna have a Becky Two Belts edition of the Man coming very soon. So that'll be hitting the shelves here eventually. So that'll be pretty cool. That'll be a pretty cool collectible. Um, Japanese star Sari was announced that she has signed a contract with the WWE. So if I know a lot of people out there are big fans of Japanese women's wrestling out there, so I'm not as familiar with her, so I'm not even sure where she came from.
I would assume Stardom, but I honestly don't know. I don't know a
Yeah,
whole lot about her.
yeah. So she is just she yeah, she's had a 20-minute time limit draw with a female in Tokyo, Japan, at the Diana show. So I'm not sure if that's Stardom or not. Teddy Hart update, as we mentioned, on last week's show, he was arrested. He was released on bond yesterday in Richmond, Virginia. He'll be on house arrest while charges are pending. Of course, he was arrested for charges possession of a narcotic and intent to sell and distribute. Punishable with up to 12 months in jail and a fine of $2,500. Possible felony could be punishable up to 10 years in prison. Court date is set for April 23rd. But of course, we all know anything about court dates if you follow the show and talked about the Jeff Hardy court update. Those could get drug out forever. Congrats to Kairi Sane. She got married over the past week. And CM Punk's movie, Girl on the Third Floor, is now officially streaming on Netflix. So if you want to go check that out, it's his horror movie. It is out there now, so go search for Girl on the Third Floor. Some new Funko Pops for WWE got released. New John Cena got out there. Naomi. And the big one is The Fiend, because it's hard to get. I luckily got one. I pre-ordered it a long time ago and got it in the mail this week and checked the Funko app. Things were $35 already. I paid like $11 to pre-order it, so that's a win. And the Fiend one is an Amazon exclusive too, by the way. I don't know if you collect those at all, Matt.
I do not know.
I do, and it gets to be an addiction, an addiction sometimes. PW Insider confirmed that Jeff Hardy was backstage at last week's SmackDown taping. He is so he'll be close to returning to the program here pretty soon because, well, his contract ain't running out, is it, Matt?
Nope, I hear they might have tacked on almost an entire year onto that sucker.
Jesus tits, a year?
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you know Vince, he's gonna milk that cow. At the same time, I could totally see Vince pushing Jeff Hardy to a singles mid-card title down the line. I can see it. Jerry Lawler announced on his show that he's done voiceovers, and the popular animated series WWE Storytime is making a comeback, and Lawler will be taking over the hosting duties from the late great Mean Gene Okerlund. I still miss Camp WWE. That show. Are we going to get another season of Edge and Christian? Are we going to get a third? You think they're done with that? Now that Edge is back, maybe. And Christian's in.
I mean, it's always possible. We don't know. Who knows?
I mean, Edge is back. Christian works with backstage in the kickoff shows. I mean, hey. The Revival are definitely doing business and getting ready to get the fuck out. Trademarks were filed on the 18th of February for Top Guys, Say Yeah, and No Flips, Just Fists. Take that, Vince.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that last one.
Yeah, I don't know either because it's on.
I mean,
merch.
that's on WWE merchandise T-shirts. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that one, but props to them for trying.
Talking about the tremendous Battle Royale tag match on Dynamite last week. It was completely envisioned and laid out by Tony Khan. So the man's got a good wrestling mind. I mean, I'm impressed. And it was produced by the Bucks, B.J. Whitmer, and QT Marshall. So they said the Bucks were basically the glue in the ring, putting it all together with BJ and QT doing a lot of the producing. So that was a little bit of inside information there regarding that great match. And Mike Johnson also went on to say the Raven appearance appears to be a red herring. That was too obvious. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, and look, that's smart. It's smarter than to throw the red herrings out there. You can keep the people guessing.
Then after Tyson Fury knocked out Wilder, Triple H came out. Amazing boxing performance by Fury. Unreal Heart shown by the Bronze Bomber. Braun Strowman, hell of a win by Tyson Fury. What do you say? You want to try your luck for my Intercontinental title? We'll see. We'll see.
I'd much rather see Tyson Fury knock out Corbin, but we'll see where we get.
Yeah. Jordan Devlin injured, but it sounds like a minor elbow injury, elbow bursitis. So it sounds like Devlin will be fine in just about a week or so. So good stuff there. Of course, to nobody's surprise, right now the WWE shop has a Cesaro cowbell t-shirt.
Wow.
We're gonna run that one into the ground now, aren't we? Because we liked it once, or maybe liked it even twice. So we're gonna run it into the ground now, because that's what I do.
Look, if Cesaro can actually sell some merchandise, more power to him.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this thing. Oh God, it looks terrible though.
Then it's not going to sell. So
let me Twitter you the link here. This looks like This looks like I screenshotted it, cropped it, and then put it on a t-shirt on Cafe Press or whatever the hell you could do. You know.
that bad.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. So feast your eyes, as Dominic Dijakovic would say.
Oh.
Would my description basically kind of describe that t-shirt for you?
Oh.
I took a screenshot off my computer, cropped it, and put it on a t-shirt.
That's bad, man.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, bad. John Cena is coming back on this Friday. So who are we expected to step up to him to set up?
I'll tell you later.
Oh boy. uh, AEW Dark this week that came out today, actually, featuring Jimmy Havoc and Marco Stunt. Joey Janela versus Kip Saban in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Dark Order takes on Cena and T-Hawk. Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall will take on Peter Avalon and Sean Spears. Tomorrow or today as you're listening's go-home show for Revolution from Kansas City, Missouri. Not Kansas City, Kansas, Trump.
Dumbass.
Iron Man match, Pac and Omega. They're going to do championship weigh-ins for Jericho and Moxley. Butcher and the Blade against the Best Friends is all that's been announced for tomorrow or today as you're listening today's Dynamite. During an interview with Maria Menounos, Kathy Kelly revealed that she decided to leave WWE for a lot of reasons. A lot of them are because she wanted to work on other projects outside of WWE, and that WWE schedule is not conducive to that. Well, obviously, if you read Justin Roberts' book, you have no life if you work in the WWE, no matter what you do, from hair and makeup to the champion of the company. Man, not a life you want to really live for that long. I wouldn't mind it for some of the paychecks, Matt, but Jesus Christ, hearing Justin Roberts' story.
Yeah, the last couple chapters of his book was extremely depressing.
Reminder here for the podcast on AEW Unrestricted. It drops every Thursday. I don't know if we have who's coming up this week. I do not see yet.
The native beast, Nyla Rose.
I want you to throw this into your introduction. Oh, the robot Justin Roberts.
I don't understand why his gimmick is he's a robot on being the Elite, but it's funny as hell.
Yeah, except for when it's with Sammy, with Sammy Guevara. Ah, man, yeah, that was kind of funny. Apparently, ROH is going to try to bring meaning back to the women's championship as there's some Quest for Gold event coming up, and
Yeah, they're doing a tournament to crown a new champion.
Sumi Sakai, the first announced. Of course, she was the first uninspiring champion of that whole thing. So, interesting news here. Citing a back issue, Rusev pulled from the prestigious To Wake Trophy Gauntlet match. My God, every time Tom Phillips said prestigious behind that trophy, I wanted to puke.
I think it has more to do with Rusev was pulled due to a contract issue.
Yeah, exactly. Not a back issue, yeah. Rey Mysterio, which is weird. All of a sudden, Rey Mysterio replaces him, who's a guy that had been written off for getting DDT'd onto the concrete. And now all of a sudden
he's good now.
All of a sudden he's back and in the 6-man gauntlet match. Okay.
Rusev was like, "Fucker, I haven't even signed a new deal yet. I ain't going to Saudi. Fuck you."
Exactly. I don't blame him.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
He's like, I don't want to be stuck on no plane for 18 hours. And that's just trying to leave the country. But Jesus Christ, that just grinded my gears like Peter Griffin every time they said prestigious in front of that fucking trophy. That thing ain't prestigious. That thing is fucking... Nobody cares.
None of the awards that are given out of these events are fucking prestigious.
No.
They're a waste of fucking time.
No, it's to glad hand the blood money.
It's like that green championship that Braun won for the Greatest Royal Rumble that we never fucking saw again.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw him carrying that strap around?
Never. We saw him hold it above his head at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and we never saw it again.
Fight TV has announced that they are going to carry all WrestleCon events, and you can get the entire package for $99 on WrestleMania 36 weekend down in Florida. Starts on Thursday the 2nd with New Japan Pro Wrestling's Lion Break 3. That'll feature guys like Tanahashi, Kenta, Zack Sabre Jr., Amazing Red, Taja Ishimori, and others. And all sorts of shit going down the line as there's a lot of fucking shows. But you do not want to miss Saturday night at 7 o'clock, Joey Ryan's penis party. Yeah! Come on, Matt. Got to give it up for the penis party.
No, I don't.
Another competitor has been announced for the Women of Honor. Kellyanne, whoever that is. She might have been.
She's so important. I heard her announced today, and I didn't even bother bringing her up to you because I've never heard of her.
I think she was interviewing people backstage last week. I don't know. I had pulled up the article for Dr. RKO. I'm chuckling inside because of the jumble. All right, Super Showdown takes place Thursday. I think 12 Eastern, 11 Central, in the morning, afternoon.
Correctamundo, sir.
If you really want to watch it, I will be home, so I probably will turn it on if I'm awake. I'm not gonna purposely wake up for it. Let's just put it out there. So yeah, let's run down the shit here. Tag team championships, the Raw side. It's Murphy and Rollins taking on the Street Profits. I think they're gonna lose the titles sooner than later. But introducing the Street Profits so soon into this does not make me feel like there's going to be a title change here, Matt. What do you think?
I can't see Murphy and Rollins going into Mania with these titles. So you either need to take them off of them now, or you need to take them off of them at the Elimination Chamber. And if you don't have a better tag team in mind to take them off of them in a few weeks, just take it off of them now.
Okay.
The Street Profits could use, these titles, and we could go from there. We could do Street Profits and AOP at Mania.
I mean, I won't be surprised.
I'd be okay. I'd be cool with that.
I won't be surprised if they win them here. I think they're going to hold off until Chamber. Like I said, sooner than later it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be here. Because
what do you do? Do you rematch them again, or do you put them on somebody else?
I rematch them again because I think there's going to be.
Okay, so then there's going to be. You're calling from some chicanery and
AOP, either AOP or
cheating
or
something. Well, maybe Street Profits win by count out or something, or by DQ or something like that. Oh God, Ric Flair's at the Lakers game.
Woo!
I guess that's how he's spending his birthday.
Hey, styling and profiling. 71 years old, baby. Happy birthday to the jet
He's
flying,
cutting a promo.
limousine riding, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, son of a gun. Yeah, I think they're going to rematch it in Elimination Chamber, and that's where the title change happens. So, what is he cutting a promo about?
LeBron James and the Lakers.
Oh. Did someone pay a $500 cameo for him to do that?
God, it's so ridiculous.
I saw that. I'm like, $500?
Yeah, people out of their minds, man.
Singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. I think this is obvious. Bayley retaining against Naomi.
You would certainly think so. Because especially if Sasha's cleared.
But I mean, this is groundbreaking that they're defending it in Saudi. So
just because they're defending it doesn't mean they have to change the title.
I mean, I immediately thought they weren't gonna change, but
I don't think the title's getting changed here.
But it gives WWE a headline for all the major news outlets.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the match in itself gives their headlines.
Yeah, true. So I still think Bayley retains. It's because she drops it at Mania. That's why.
Yeah, I definitely think she drops it at Mania.
I mean, she's already had a 280-day reign.
I think it truly doesn't matter who her opponent is. Come Mania time, I think she's dropping the title.
SmackDown tag titles: New Day, Miz and Morrison. I think there is a title change here. I think Miz and Morrison beat the New Day.
Well, I think they almost have to, the way that they've treated Miz and Morrison on TV the last couple weeks with these unnecessary losses.
Yeah.
I feel like if they lose here, they're out of the WrestleMania picture entirely.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Miz and Morrison have to win the tag titles here.
Granted that Bobby Roode ate the pin, but at the same time, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but they lost to Bryan and Roman the week before.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 straight weeks of losing meaningless matches when you're supposed to be being built up for a tag team title shot. Just doesn't make any fucking sense.
WWE Championship on the line. Brock Lesnar takes on Ricochet. I mean, it'll be entertaining for a while, and Ricochet will get maybe a near fall or two. But, I mean, we sure as hell ain't.
I can't imagine anybody that would be dumb enough to think Ricochet has a snowball's chance in hell.
No, there's no draw in Drew McIntyre and Ricochet. There is a lot of draw in Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre after what happened at the Rumble. Roman Reigns, King Corbin. I mean, this got to be it. Reigns wins this, obviously. I mean,
Yeah, Reigns wins.
This is the glorified house show, good guy wins type of deal. And a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship, The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg. I'm going Bray Wyatt because, to my knowledge, Goldberg's not going to be at WrestleMania. So I totally expect Bray Wyatt to retain here. Maybe it's Bray Wyatt that...
and I expect a new Universal Champion on Thursday.
No. Yeah, but Goldberg's not going to be at Mania.
I think it's Goldberg versus Roman Reigns at Mania and John Cena versus The Fiend.
Yeah?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Darryl's puking right now as he listens to this.
That is what I'm calling right here.
Well, everybody says that Goldberg's not supposed to be at Mania.
Well, how does anybody know?
That's true.
Why bring him back so close to Mania and put him in a title picture like that? And look, honest to God, even if he doesn't win, and we still get Reigns and Wyatt at Mania, I think they do Cena and Goldberg at Mania,
which would be cool. I just am not a fan of bringing Goldberg out of thin air to winning the title. Not a fan of that at all. They did it and took the title off of KO a couple years ago, and I am as good as Goldberg is. I'm not a fan. I think Goldberg
not a fan of the title change, or not a fan of Goldberg?
Not a fan of Goldberg coming out of thin air and becoming a WWE champion when there are so many other deserving people that have a shot. Goldberg does not need to be going for the title at this point.
What the fuck do you know, pal?
Yeah, I don't think he wins. I honestly don't.
I do. I think Goldberg wins on Thursday.
No, I don't. So, I think The Fiend wins and attacks John Cena. I think we get Cena and Wyatt for the title. Possible. Well, maybe.
So what the fuck do you do with Reigns?
Reigns and
Goldberg,
baby.
For no reason?
Well, you get Reigns and Goldberg to set up the next legendary matchup.
Reigns and Goldberg doesn't even make sense unless it's for the title.
Doesn't need to be for the title.
So you're telling me John Cena's going to enter the Elimination Chamber for the right to challenge The Fiend? Hollywood John Cena's going to enter the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, and come out 6th.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see him risking that.
I don't know honestly if he's going to even be in the Fiend picture. I just think the Fiend.
I think it's Cena and the Fiend at Mania. I really do, and I think that's why the Fiend's losing the title too.
But I just
because they don't want to put Cena in that title picture. With Wyatt,
it just makes absolutely no sense for Goldberg to come out of thin air and become champion.
Well, I don't think it was the original plan. I to bet you as of a month ago that wasn't the plan.
What do you think changed?
I'm hearing the entire SmackDown card for WrestleMania has changed over the last 2
Well,
weeks.
thank God, because they had John Cena and Elias at one point.
Which didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
No, you had to turn Elias heel.
Yeah, I heard every single match on the SmackDown side over the course of the last 2 weeks has changed.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Goldberg's winning.
Maybe that's just Vince panicking. But
what else is new?
Yeah, what else is new? But I don't like it, and I'm not going to pick it either. So I'm going to go.
No, you don't have to pick. You don't have to pick it. You don't have to like it.
I'm
But
not.
the man is leaving Saudi Arabia with the Universal Championship.
No.
Dun, dun,
Just
dun,
don't fucking headbutt the door.
Dun, I guarantee you he will not do that again.
The door is undefeated.
Well, that's not true.
That door is undefeated. All right, AEW Revolution, our first AEW pay-per-view of 2020 comes our way on Leap Day. 6 matches are there right now. We'll get a couple more tacked on. We got that go-home show still coming tonight on TNT, so we'll get some buy-in shows, probably 1 or 2 buy-in shows added in as well. So we only have 6 to run down, but we'll run them down right now. Singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship, Nyla Rose, Chris Statlander. They are pushing the rocket up of Statlander pretty
I would
heavily,
love to see Statlander with the title, but I think it's way too soon to flip-flop that title like that. And I mean, maybe they just had the idea of making Nyla Rose the transitional champion for Statlander, but I don't know. I don't see a title change here, and I also kind of wish they would have waited on Statlander and Nyla just for that reason.
But at the same time, by turning Britt Baker heel, there's no top babyface to put her up against right now. That's kind of the problem.
They could definitely go towards Statlander and Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Riho interferes or something. I don't know. I think it's entirely too quick to take the title off Rose.
Yeah,
but I would like to see Statlander win.
Let me put it that way. They need to build up Statlander and Swole a lot more, because obviously they need somebody to be one of the top women's contenders over there. Of course, you got Hikaru Shida as well, who can be up there on top of the card as well.
I love Shida, man.
Oh, I do too.
I think she's got a lot of potential over there. I think she could be one of the top stars in that division by the end of the year.
Are you concerned with Riho? Because there was a concern with Riho. She was not sure if she wanted to be in the U.S. full time.
I heard she moved to the States recently.
We don't see her hardly at all. Is it?
Well,
more...
she had a bunch of date commitments in Japan. She's still finishing up.
That was my next question. Does she have a lot of commitments? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. I think this is a no-brainer.
Oh, Allen's got to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to. It's a big match for him. And he needs to continue with his upward momentum. It's got to be Darby.
The next one's a no-brainer, but it's a match I've been asking for since his debut, and I'm very excited for Jake Hager and Dustin Rhodes. It's going to be an old-school battle. I can't wait for it, but, I mean, obviously Hager's going over here.
You would certainly think so, or maybe Dustin by the first ever DQ. In AEW history.
True.
And maybe Hager hits Dustin with the knee to the dick.
Or maybe Dustin
Dustin gets the first ever DQ win in AEW history.
Or maybe they put Dustin over as he just gets his revenge for getting his arm broken. Maybe
I don't think he beats Hager clean. I don't.
Yeah.
I think if he wins, it's going to be by like DQ or something.
My gut says Hager wins here, though.
But I feel like Hager's winning.
We all know what's going to happen in the tag team championship because we've been telling the story, and they've been telling the story for months. We're on the same page here. We expect the Bucks to win, and expect Hangman to turn heel.
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do.
Now this one's interesting between MJF and Cody. I can see. Let me lay it out before.
I can see this going either way. Perfect, to be perfectly honest.
Let me lay it out both ways. Cody, obviously the established star, the guy that is trying to overcome getting screwed in his title match against Chris Jericho by his best. Cody's overcoming, but MJF is the star, the upcoming. He's the up and coming guy. I think Cody puts over MJF here, to be honest. Thinking
It would not surprise me. I think the fans are going to be pissed if that's what they get. But I would not be surprised to see MJF win.
Fans being pissed at MJF is what they want. So
yeah, we'll see. We'll see where they go with that one. I really and truly feel like that match can go either way.
Who are you picking? I'm picking MJF here.
Just to be different, I'll go Cody, but I'm not confident in that match. I truly feel like it can go either way.
And I really, maybe leading up to Double or Nothing, or maybe not so much Double or Nothing, maybe letting it marinate a little bit and going into All Out. MJF could be the first contender for your new AEW World Champion Jon Moxley.
I do see a title change here.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
So a predictable card, kinda, but obviously they're gonna blow us away with a good show.
Well, at the same token, we could say it could be predictable, but then we could go in and be blown away.
Yeah, Chris Statlander could be champion. Kenny and Omega.
Maybe Kenny turns heel and.
Yeah, or they retain.
And him and but I mean Kenny turns heel and him and Paige retain. I mean there's definitely plenty of ways that they could go and shock us on Saturday. But I'm just expecting a really great show.
And Darby and Sammy could steal the show, so to speak, or at least open it up and set the tone. They could be a good opener.
Yep.
I know they like to start with the tag titles, but I think you got to hang that, no pun intended, but hang that one back a little bit in the card. Omega, Hangman.
Yeah, I don't think the tag titles open the show. I think Darby and Sammy will open the show.
Yeah, that'd be a good opener for sure. Woo! All right, that was a lot to talk about. Great discussion. Lots to digest, lots to look forward to. And that's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Make sure that you search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Every Wednesday as well. We're on the YouTube, and you can hit the subscribe button there. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard, and our Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where you can find the links to all that subscription stuff. And we'll also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world on our Twitter there. Darryl is on assignment, but you can find Darryl Bullock on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD. You can find Matt Black on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. You can find myself, Jeremy Bennett, on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into the sunset, look forward to maybe a decent Saudi Super Showdown and a very good AEW Revolution on Saturday. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
We're going to have a lot more of a clear idea about the direction for WrestleMania after Friday. And regardless of what we know after Friday, I still don't think any hype will be able to combat what AEW is going to do with Revolution on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. It's, there's going to be good moments. I mean, I think at least the Saudi shows have evolved from a glorified house show to at least a presentable pay-per-view. It's not going to be mind-blowing. But there are going to be moments you want to see. But at the same time, there are going to be glorified house show moments at the same, and once again, we get Reigns and Corbin for the millionth time. Revolution is, we just called Dynamite the best Dynamite 2 weeks in a row. And that ain't any bullshit or lip service. That it has truly been that. And like I said, when I got done watching Dynamite on Wednesday, I looked around the internet thinking the same thing and seeing people saying the same thing. And it is truly a tremendous amount of good work that's being done there. And so very excited for Saturday. There could be some surprise the fuck out of you moments too. So hold on to your asses. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard. We will be back at you next week with our reaction to the Super Showdown and Revolution shows.